Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and it is wonderful to have you here for our weekly overview for the week commencing the 17th of May 2021. Here we are halfway through May. I hope that you've had a chance to watch or listen to the monthly overview for May, where we're being asked to tap into joy, to express it, to work with it, and of course, right about now, we're hitting the second changing line for the month. And so perhaps go back and refresh your memory on what we're being asked to pay attention to for that changing line. Right, so let's get into this weekly overview by recapping. Where were we last week? We had Hexagram 30 Radiance. We were asked to shine brightly, to not fizzle out like a meteor, and to focus our energy in one particular energy, the taming power of the great, Hexagram 26. So were you able to focus? Did you have that earworm stuck in your head all week? I am so sorry if you did. I had it, so I had myself to blame. And so I really wish that you had this chance to shine brightly and illuminate what it is you're doing and see things and tap into the power of fire that was wanting to help you last week. This week, we have our first hexagram for this weekly overview is 36, Darkening of the Light. This is definitely no stranger to this channel. We had recently Hexagram 36, Darkening of the Light. It is the story of going undercover to protect your light. Interesting that last week we were shining brightly, and this week there's some protection of that same light going on. See the patterns of change flowing with us. And so with Hexagram 36, Darkening of the Light, we go underground. We build a pit in the ground, we plant our fire in there, and we work undercover. We stay undercover because there's negativity, there's wolves in the forest around us. We need to just protect what we're doing and take a little bit of time out. It's not retreat, it's just a protection of what we're trying to do. And it can also ask you to be a bit secretive. I had in that particular week, I had the realization there was something I was working on that I had to actually be a bit secretive with some of the outside parties I was working with, and actually had to be just quiet, not secretive in a negative, but just to be quiet and not go, and share everything that I'm doing. Just be quiet and go undercover and just get on with it, right? So that is the energy for this week. Now, our changing line for the week is in position 3. There's only one, and this changing line was exactly the same changing line we got last time we had Hexagram 36. So it's a repeat, and if you remember from that episode, I spoke about this idea of by accident we find the heart of darkness. Okay, so it's like accidentally finding the needle in the haystack that has been pricking you in the foot over and over and over. And this is the idea, is that we somehow stumble upon the real problem, the negativity that we are hiding from in the forest, in our pit dug under the ground. And so we have to do something about it. However, this issue that is causing us some trouble is long-standing and cannot be smited by just one quick action. It requires action and sustained action. So this week, pay attention to the insights you're getting, to the unexpected developments that happen, the news that comes to you, the inside information from perhaps someone who's unrelated to the issue. Particularly commercially, have your eyes and ears open to what comes to you through your network, because then it brings you an understanding of, that's actually the real issue, or that's what has been going on that we couldn't see, that was actually influencing the situation. So really important that commercial information can be the thing that comes to your mind, but particularly it's about really coming across either the person or the situation or the real issue that is causing the prick in the foot from the needle. And of course, our task, as much as we might search for the needle in the haystack, it's really difficult to find when it's a tiny needle. And here, by accident, our foot gets pricked and we find it. It's a wonderful thing. It allows us to start taking action. It brings new awareness, but it can't be all done in one day. Our outcome hexagram for this week is Hexagram 24, the Return. If you look at the hexagram structure, we have a whole lot of female passive lines, yin lines, with one male active line at the bottom. And I've spoken before about how these lines move up from line 1 up to line 6. They move in the cycle. So what it represents is the turnaround after winter. Okay, this is the bear coming out of the cave after the big sleep. This is the turning point towards spring, where things start turning in a different direction, okay, into a better direction. After the dark night, things start shifting into the light. Okay, so this darkening the light, remember the way these hexagrams work, they tap us into a process that we're needing to pay attention to this week. It's not like the process stops and starts, or the process is a week's activity or only related here. I find for my own life that they bring out an awareness on a particular issue, on a particular focus area on that week. Okay, so there'll be something that there's negativity that we're needing to avoid and just go under wraps on. We find it. There's the pin or the needle in the foot, right? We seize the problem and we need to sustain our solution on that. And then we also have the turning point. What it does is it brings a turning point on something, okay? This hexagram also can refer to a return to something of before. So often when you work with this hexagram in your own personal interpretations, when you're casting it, it can refer to going back to something you did before, returning to a previous situation, going back to an old employer, returning to an industry. So bear in mind that the return is a turning point for the better, but it also can be going back to something you've done before, something of the past, repeating or going back to a situation of the past, not in a bad sense of, going backwards on yourself at all. It's about returning to something of the past that's needing you now. Okay, so a turning point, moving towards the light after the dark night. Fantastic, we are up for that. Just keep your eyes open to, is it a return to something from the past as well for you this week? Or does your mind return to memories or things from the past that help you now? Right, so please like, share, subscribe. It'd be great to have this message shared with those who need it. Perhaps pop it in a WhatsApp message. And of course, I look forward to seeing you soon at our next weekly overview and on the socials. So I will see you soon.